Hello and welcome to my podcast. This is the first episode of my creative podcast. I'm Sophie and I'm coming to you from France. I will be sharing about my sewing and knitting projects, and I'm pretty scared about this first episode, but it's my birthday on Sunday and I thought it was time that I take the leap. I've been inspired by many podcasters, sewers and knitters alike, and I'd like to be part of this creative adventures. So I'm coming to you from France and I live in the French Alps. I'm a mother of two and a teacher by day. I've been sewing for about 6 or 7 years now. I started with quilting and taught myself how to quilt using YouTube videos and craftsy classes. It was a great way to learn how to do perfect seams and a beautiful opportunity to explore the world of fabric, and also a way to enter into the sewing community. Then I taught myself how to sew garments, and I joined the the community of people who are sewing for the children, and I actually met a lot of wonderful women online through my blog and then in real life, and it was pretty amazing. 2 years ago I started knitting. I wanted to try and to find a way to be creative while still being around my family. I then thought that knitting was perfect because I could just pick up my knitting and then do a few rows and then be with my family and put it back in the bag. So that's how I got started, and again I taught myself how to knit from scratch using the internet. And I am so thankful for all the people who post tutorials, and I think it's so generous of them to do that for us who are learning, really. I don't have so much time right now to sew, and because it is the end of term and we have all the report cards and parents meeting at school, so I have little time. But the latest projects are I made. I'm wearing one of them. It's the Schoolhouse tunic by SEWLIBERATED. I discovered Meg's work very recently, and actually I really fell in love with her philosophy and the way she thinks about sewing and knitting as a way of caring for ourselves. And this pattern is actually a very easy pattern. I would recommend it for any beginner. I just hacked it a little bit because I made a size bigger to get this boxy look. And I hand sewn this part here, which should be open, to get this look. So I'm really happy with this. I wear it all the time at school, and yeah, I'm planning on sewing another pattern by Meg of SEWLIBERATED. It is the metamorphic dress. I already have my fabric. It's waiting for me. It's all washed, and I'm just looking forward to our winter break, which is 2 weeks away now, so I can find time and sew this dress. Yeah, it should be a staple in my wardrobe, and I'm hoping to wear it with a lot of my knitted garments. As for sewing, I'm also working on a quilty project. It is a baby quilt I'm making for a dear friend who lives in America, and her baby is due anytime now. Maybe as you're watching this, she will already be born. It is a little girl, and I cannot wait to see her, really. well, I won't see her in real life because she lives across the ocean, but I will see her in photos. So I will send her this quilt when it is done. All I have to do now is add the binding on the side. So it is a very cute quilt. I used a collection by Rifle & Co. Called Wonderland. It is themed around Alice in Wonderland, and I really like the quality and the design of the fabric. I used a free pattern which is available on the Cotton and Steel site. It is called the Kite Tails quilt, and the design is by Amy Friend. It is a paper pieced pattern, which means that you print the pattern on an A4 piece of paper, and then you sew directly on your fabric on the paper, and you get a similar design with every sheet of paper, and then you get really accurate seams, and it is great for fussy cuts and perfect seams. I quilted it, I don't know if you can really see the quilting lines, using lines that echo the original pattern but don't actually follow it. And for the back I used very simple stripes of this gorgeous Alice in Glass collection. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. So now all I have to do is cut the extra bit of oh, I forgot the name now, batting, and then prepare my binding and attach it to it, and then it will be ready to be used for this baby and to be sent to the US. So that's my only sewing project right now on my sewing table, but that's okay. And then yeah, I'm hoping to attach the binding this weekend, maybe. So as for my knitting, I just finished a tiny little project for another baby. This one is in Germany, and I made this little helmet hat. It is a pattern that can be found on a French site called RERUM NATURA, and it is a little helmet design hat for babies. This one is a little bit bigger. I'm hoping that the baby can wear it either late this spring or maybe next winter. So yeah, for this one I used this the RERUM NATURA Gilead yarn. It is one of my favorite yarns because it is a French-based company, and it is ecologically made. It is a blend of merino from the south of France and from black merino from Portugal. And it is a very soft yarn, very nice to knit with, and I think it makes the most beautiful and soft garments. I'm currently knitting with this same yarn in a different colorway. It is still the Gilead base, which is a worsted waist yarn, and I'm making a sweater for my boy who is 8 years old. Right now it's not very exciting, I'm just knitting the back portion. But what I want to tell you about this is first the yarn. So it is the same yarn as the other one, but this one I really like because you can, well, actually you probably don't see it, but you can see the black merino that is mixed with the dyed merino blue, and it is beautiful because it's like a little, I don't know, it's almost speckled, and it really gives depth to that blue. This colorway is called Nuit, Night, and my boy chose it himself. So what I wanted to tell you also about this pattern, apart from the gorgeous yarn, which is so soft and so warm, I can't even tell you, is the pattern. The pattern is the QUOKKA sweater by my friend Marta of COMPAGNIEM. She's also based in Europe. And what is really clever about this pattern is that it is a customized knitting pattern, which means that all you have to do is enter in a program that you receive when you buy the pattern. You enter the chest and height measurements of your child, and then you enter your gauge. And then the program calculates all the numbers for you. So basically you get a pattern that is fitted for you, and I think it's pretty amazing. I mean, you can use any yarn, any size of needles you want, and then you get a customized pattern that will perfectly fit your child. So if you're a bit obsessed about fitting, just like I am, maybe that's a great way to knit. I think it's very clever. Honestly, I think it's very clever. This has a front pocket, a kangaroo pocket, that's how we call it, and my boy loves that, and that's why he wanted this pattern. My only regret is that it is knitted flat, and I'm not so used to knitting flat, because then you have to seam the different parts together, and I'm not very good at that. I still have to learn. So yes, I would really recommend that you spend time swatching for this and getting the number of your gauge right, so that you will get a greater fit and a greater sweater for your child. It is a pattern that is suitable for boys and girls, for both boys and girls, and I think it is a great pattern because you can add stripes if you want, or you can add a colorway work on the neck binding or the sleeves, so it is very customizable. So yeah, great pattern, Marta, love it, thanks, great job. As for knitting, I have another project on my needles. This one is the TEGNA sweater by Caitlin Hunter. It is a beautiful pattern. I love everything that Caitlin Hunter actually creates. I think it has soul, if you see what I mean. It is beautiful and has wonderful details. This one is a cropped boxy sweater with a beautiful lace panel at the bottom of the sweater, and it represents cathedral windows, which I think is pretty beautiful. So you work this sweater bottom up, and you start with this lace. As a beginner, I would say that lace are pretty scary, but I think it gives so much interest to a design. So I really like it because you never get bored, you always have to be careful. What I would really recommend for this pattern is to use markers between each section of the lace, so that really you can count the stitches before you go to the next part and make sure you did all this right, because you don't want to have to undo all that. Please, no, you don't. So if ever you do this pattern, do yourself a favor and use markers. Yeah, definitely. So now I'm going up to the sleeves, well, up to the part where I will separate for the back and front, and then the sleeves. It is just a river of knit stitches, in order to get the stockinette that you can see. I'm almost done. I need 14 inches and I'm about 12. It goes very fast, and I like that it is the part of the knitting project when you can just thoughtlessly knit, take it to the doctor's appointment or whatever. It was funny because yesterday I took it to the optometrist appointment, and when the guy came to pick me up, he saw me with my knitting and his face just went like, what on earth is this? You get the look also sometimes when you knit in public? I don't know. Here where I live, you know, there are not many knitters, I mean young knitters, and I think everybody think that you have to be old and sad to be knitting. So he probably thought I was like an alien, you know. What is she doing with her knitting? She's young. That was funny. For this one, I am using a yarn from Germany. It is a ecological yarn again. It is hand dyed by HEAUME wool. It is 80% wool from South America and 20% rami, which is an alternative to nylon. It is a rustic yarn. Well, it is not a rustic yarn, but it has a rustic feel when you first touch it, but then as you work with it, it actually softens, and I'm very, very pleased with this yarn. I really like it. I think it will be very warm and very nice to wear. The colorway I'm using is birch bark. Very great color for autumn projects. And so HEAUME wool, her name is Jewel. She has a Etsy shop. She also makes bento bags, and she has different kinds of yarn that she hand dyes with plants, which I think is pretty magical. And she's been kind enough to send me this personal order very fast, and yeah, I'm really amazed at how kind all the people in the knitting community are. I mean, really, they're really, really nice. So that's my second work in progress. And I think that's it for my works in progress. I have a future project that I'm hoping to cast on pretty fast. It is the ZWEIG sweater, also by Kaling Hunter. I don't know if you can see it really. I've put it in my file. Isn't it great? It's beautiful. It has a lace section here, and the rest, the remaining of the body has got a cross design, cross stitch design, which is pretty beautiful. You've seen it on Instagram or Ravelry, of course, I'm sure you have. So for this project, I am using a combination of two colors, of course, one for the lace and one for the body. And I've asked a French dyer to make me a little kit for the sweater. So here you go. This is what it will look like. Isn't it gorgeous? So the name of the company is Mon Sheep Shop, and Cindy is the dyer behind the company. This colorway is a dream come true for me. I mean, look at this. It has beautiful orange and brown in it. Yeah, that's beautiful. It's called Up to No Good. I think it's up to good. And the other one is called Champagne, and it has speckled of the same color and a bit more purple on the of the yarn. So yeah, I think it will be pretty lovely. The base is actually called Lovely, and it is a mixture of merino and silk and, oh gosh, I can't remember the third part. I'll tell you later. I'll write it down. Sorry. So anyway, it's very, very soft. It's like luxury yarn. So this was my birthday present to myself. Yeah. I'm turning 40 on Sunday, and I thought I deserved something to help me. Yeah, right. Yeah, turning 40 is hard. So, can't wait. Can't wait to cast on. Have to put them in bowls first, and then I will cast on. It will look great with that, I think. But I'm hoping that the lace will not be too difficult. Say hi. Bonjour. 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 It's my girl. She's sick today, so she's staying with me while I'm recording. Hi. I forgot to tell you about another work in progress that has been, well, left behind. It is a shawl, and it is a shawl by RERUM called CATHER. I'm almost finished with this one, but I don't know, I have this section I have to finish, and it is all knit stitches. I don't know, it is so long because there's so many stitches on my needles. And just to know that I have 84 rows of knit stitches in these tiny, tiny, tiny needles. I don't know, I just can't. Maybe because it's more of a spring project. Maybe it will come back to me in spring. The colors are just beautiful. They're also hand-dyed yarns from another French lady called Lena Moury. I love her yarn. I love the color. This one is actually the same color as one of my trousers, so I don't know why I don't finish this. I really like it, and the lace portion is really nice. So I have to finish that also. I might take it to kids' rehearsals or something like that, you know, because it is so long, and what can I do? So yeah, it's beautiful. It's very, very beautiful yarn. Yeah, I'll have to finish this. It's beautiful. So I think that's it for me for today. I'm hoping that my French accent won't bother you too much. Hoping maybe you find it cute. I don't know. And also please excuse all my grammar mistakes. I read in English every day, and I write in English, but speaking is harder because I haven't been to England for 20 years, and I don't really have a chance to talk to English people or American people very often, so yeah, it is hard. Thank you so much, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to record another episode maybe next month, and that by then my TEGNA sweater will be finished, and also the sweater for my boy that I am hoping to be able to put under the tree for him for Christmas. So I don't know. Right now there are kittens under the tree. Well, they're not kittens, they're huge cats actually. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me and for watching. See you soon. Bye bye.